So as you'll remember from previous episode, we capped off our haul-out day with a barbecue party put on by our friends at Curacao Marine for the entire rally. They gave us free food, free beer, free wine, all night long, literally till the last man dropped. So of course, this was me at 5:30 the next morning at my job site. But somehow I managed to pull my shit together and we filmed this little spot for a new client over in Europe that had just contracted this new cargo ship that was arriving in Curacao just now. So I think I did a pretty good job of flying for only being half awake considering that hour of the morning. But then they brought out this little rope ladder and strung it down the side of the ship and announced we were all going to have to go aboard. Can you say, oh shit? This was normal procedure for Alcino, he's worked on these ships before. But for me with a non-level head and a little wobbly in the morning, let's just say I was lucky and somehow we made it up alive and I didn't drop the camera. But that was cool, and we got to go up to the bridge and meet the captain, and then they even took us down below for a tour of the engine room.
Watch your hand always.
As we walked down into the engine room, you could hear the noise coming at you, and the heat was just wafting up the walkway. But it was fascinating, and they even had a workshop with a full-size lathe. Oh boy, could we use one of those unsophisticated lady. But it was amazing to see the sheer complexity of all of the systems on board. And if you can imagine, every single pipe, every bolt, every valve, every single thing has a dedicated purpose, and everyone on this ship has to know exactly how to use every single one of them. Just wrap your head around that for a second. Very cool to be on the inside of the ship. It's a bit loud, I think you can hear me, but it's hot. Everything running full blast. Yeah, pretty cool to get inside one of these big ships. Never seen one before. This one's almost new. This is his first charter with this company. So it's just arriving here in Curacao to take stuff over to Aruba. So now we get to watch it load. And once it's loaded, it will be on its way to Aruba. And I guess it's doing that twice this week. So twice to Aruba and back, and then on its way somewhere else. Today we're with my buddy Cuco. You guys might remember, he's been in some of the videos previous, and we're in his office today. His family runs a printing business here in Curacao, and he has an engraving machine that he is going to make us a new identification plaque for a sophisticated lady. So that's really cool. He's taken the logo, the design, the official number, everything, the registration, and that's going to be our registration plaque to replace the old one that came with the lady when I bought it, well, 14 years ago. But of course, registration plates are official, so they need to be made in metal and actually screwed to the hull. So that's for identifying it. If, heaven forbid, anything happens, the boat sinks, they need to be able to identify the hull even underwater. So he's making that for us today. So we come by to have a look at his machinery here. It looks pretty cool. He's got all the graphics that I sent him already laid out on the computer, and just going to show us what he's doing.
Hold on. Yeah, we're gonna engrave this one first. Do those right here. Afterwards, check this one just to see the depth, and continue with the text and the name, and finally we'll do the whole logo, and that's gonna carve out all the inside like that. So let's hope for the best. Yeah.
Haven't tried one like this before?
No, it's my first time doing a it's a 2-layer plate, so the outside is like platinum and the inside is like gold. So you gotta check the depth. The deeper you go, the more gold you'll see.
Platinum and gold, that sounds worthy of the lady.
Yeah.
Think it should look cool. Can't wait. So you set the computer for the distance of the...
Yeah, it's touching the paper.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna do it like this. Normally it should be lower. I lowered it 500 microns from where it was. So it's gonna touch right now because it goes too lower, but it's just gonna be the lines. Let me just check the design again. It already looks good, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Beautiful. Very sophisticated.
What's going on, Rick?
Time to get wet. Ladder comes down.
The lady is back in the water. Now you can see the captain.
Hey Rick, I know you like the water, but you don't have to stand in it.
Getting the boat ready to leave the dock. As you can see, we're still at the dock here at Curacao Marine. Got the boats on the hard there. Everything going well so far. we're looking ready. Boat's still floating. No problems there. Prop was doing good. Had a good successful first test of it. But we're starting to clean and organize lockers and stuff now. So we got one of the sails out of the forward locker. We're going to try and put that down below somewhere. It's a little bit big, but we're going to try and cram it in. So that's next on the list. We got about 2 hours before we leave the dock here. And one last project we need to do. We just had a new delivery. Another new delivery, which is very cool. And this one is going to replace our primary anchor. So we just had a new anchor sent in from Mantus Anchors, Mantus Marine. That's this guy right here. And you look at that and you think, well, that's a flat box. How can there be an anchor in there? But it is actually a extreme duty stowaway anchor. So it's collapsible. It can be disassembled and put into storage when you're not using it if you want. Now, I'm not going to put it in storage. I'm actually going to assemble and put it right on the bow and replace our primary Rockna that's been there for the last few years. Not that there's anything wrong with the Rockna. I really like the Rockna. It's been a great anchor for us. It's set it and forget it, you know, just go to sleep. But this one, we've escalated this or increased the size to 105 pounds. So whereas the Rockna was a 33 kilogram, we've now gone to, I think it's about a 44 or 45 kilogram, like 105 pounds from a 73 pound. So that's going to increase holding power dramatically. Now, why did I decide on the Mantus anchor? Well, I've done some research because I did want to have a heavy duty primary anchor, like heavy duty primary and secondary. Right now my secondary is only a 44 pound Bruce, and I've had bad experience with those in the past, so I don't really trust it as a backup anchor anymore. So what I'm going to do is we are going to keep the Rockna and somehow hopefully get it into the anchor locker and store it in there. That's what we're going to try next. And put the 105 there. And the research I've done basically shows that the Mantus is even better at resetting itself than the Rockna, and that's the primary concern. I'm not really worried about the holding power. The holding on both anchors is really good. But when you roll over or the wind reverses on you in the middle of the night like it did, if you remember that storm we had back in Curacao here a little while ago, and we had huge gusts, like huge winds for over half an hour that was exactly the opposite direction of where the anchor had been set just hours earlier. So that was the reason we did not get a lot of sleep that night. I was up all night watching it. So this anchor is what I was researching as the one that definitely will hold no matter what, and sets even if you blow over at 180 degrees. It's the one that's fastest to reset. So that's a great point. So we're going to get a chance to try it out here, but at 105 pounds, it's oversized for the boat. It's way overkill. It's much more than I need, but hey, that's the way we like it, right? I like overkill. I sleep better at night with overkill, so overkill it is. So I'm just waiting on Alcino. He's going to be here momentarily. We're going to rip open that box and get it assembled. We'll drop the Rockna on the deck there. That's why they've got us here, so that we can pull the bow right into the concrete there. And we'll drop it off, pick up the next one, and just use the windlass to hoist it back on board. So that's next. So yeah, this is our 33 kilogram Rockna. And you can see if we put the shank with the body of the anchor close to it, this one's a little bit bigger. It's thicker for sure and wider, but it's not much longer. So I don't think we're gonna have too much problem as far as, oh shit, it's heavy. So that's gonna mount in there just like that. So depends where the boat actually catches and butts into it, where this is going to end up, where the point of the anchor. Hopefully it doesn't hit the hull, but if it does, I may have to put a little bit of stainless steel on the edge of the boat just to protect it from the anchor. And then this is our roll bar. So you can see they've made the thing completely collapsible so it can fit inside a small area. But yeah, we're not going to be using this as collapsible. It's going to become the primary anchor. So we'll get this all bolted together and see how she looks. Do I know what I'm doing? Not a clue. Just playing. Although my wrenches are nearly big enough for this.
Here, let me help you.
Yeah, thanks. Directions, okay. Pictures are good. Now you can get an idea just how big that anchor is. It's big. That's quite a bit bigger than the rock now, but it should be good. I think it's gonna fit. We hope it's gonna fit.
You got more of this wire?
Somewhere. See, I'll leave the swivel on the anchor because we'll keep it for the... Good? Yeah. So this is our new Mantus swivel to go with the new anchor. So let's unbox that. Yeah, Mantus' claim to fame is to make stuff bulletproof, break-proof, as strong as it can possibly be, as simple as it can possibly be, and supposedly better than anything else on the market. And I did have a look at their design and how it's put together, and I like it, so I can't say if it's going to be the best, but I do want to test it, so that's why we got it. Now they got seizing wire in here, Teflon tape, and the swivel. Okay, big shackle. I'll leave that here. And gonna have to look at how this was made again, but yeah, this is supposed to be a very, very foolproof swivel that the shackle can't come undone from inside of the chain here. It's 3 pieces, as you can see. So there's no actual bolted fitting on the pivot itself. So that's a complete one-piece molded piece. It's not just a bolt with a head on it that's captured. That's captured in there. Our chain's gonna go through there with that. And then this comes over and this locks all 3 pieces together like so, and then we put something through there, which I'm not seeing yet, but it's here somewhere, that goes straight through and locks the whole thing on. I imagine that's probably the seizing wire they enclosed. Interesting. Looks like a cool design. But yeah, let's put it together and see how it goes. We got the whole thing assembled, just putting on the lock wire now. I got 1 lock wire on already. They want 2 lock wires minimum, so 1 on each side. Thread through a couple of times, so... Thank you very much, Curacao. Just delivering our new registration plaque, all finished, polished up. Let's have a look. Wow, shit. Very nice. Look at that. Nicely clear coated. Beautiful. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated.
My pleasure.
Yeah, Curacao put his finishing touch on Sophisticated Lady right before we get ready to head out and head for Colombia. Next travels in the rally. It's very cool. Oh, he also dropped off another present for us, the Bullet food processors. I love my smoothies, and ours broke a while ago, so he just brought this over. That's cool. And we just picked up a replacement microwave finally. So yeah, that's brand new in the box, and it's going to replace our old instrument over there that's been broken down for several years, hasn't been used. And you might ask, what do we want a microwave for? Well, we used to use it a lot when I was chartering, but of course it uses a lot of electricity, which means that I had to run the engine to do so. But now the boat is entirely solar powered, and the amount that the solar power is going to be depleted by the microwave is actually very minimal. So it's better for us to switch back to using a microwave instead of using the gas on the stove, because as we travel it's going to become harder and harder, of course, to find the gas. So that's going to be our next trick. But for now we're trying to make everything as much as possible electric and as efficient as possible, so that it's going to be all solar power. And I've still got another 3 panels to hook up and room for a couple more, so we've still got room for expansion, so we should be good as long as we got sun. Yes, thank you very much, Kuko.
Of course, man.
Thank you very much. That is a beautiful present and nice gift for the lady.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see it.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'm going to put
Right
it over
there.
here somewhere. I'm going to take all of this off because I'm going to remake this bulkhead just to get, you know, everything organized, get rid of this thing radiating around my head here and all that. But it's going to be right up around here somewhere. So that's going to be the centerpiece of the boat. When you come down, that'll be the first thing you see at the top of the bulkhead. That's beautiful, huh? She will look nice. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man.
Much appreciated.
My pleasure.
Beautiful job.
And
Good to meet you, man.
it's been a great 4 months.
Yeah,
Loved
thanks
it.
for everything, man. I can't thank you enough for everything, and especially the nice presents as we leave. And yeah, unfortunately, we're saying goodbye to Kuko today. He's leaving tonight for Amsterdam, 2-week vacation to go visit his kids. So, sure he's excited about that.
Ready for the cold. Not
Oh
really.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Not really.
Ouch, I don't envy that part.
But you can in touch.
Sounds good, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Goodbye, man.
Safe journey.
Bye.
Have a great trip.
Brother,
No, man.
talk to you later.